Greetings. Hello, greetings, welcome. Today is February 27th, 2021. It is a Saturday. So today I'm doing some back testing just to review what has taken place in the market during the past week. So what I want to do with this video is just go over my previous forecast for the USD major pairs. Some good trade setups did develop. I myself, I didn't have a great trading week. I took a couple losses and I took a win. And the winning trade that I did take, I wasn't able to maximize the entry that I wanted. I took an entry, so could have, should have, would have, whatever. Could have had more profits. But there were some really nice trade setups that I want to go over. Kind of what I do with back testing. I like to do flashcards of the setups so that I can just continue to every week just increase my familiarity with the trading setups that I'm looking for, what a valid setup looks like, and just to help me be more prepared to catch it in live time, live price action for the upcoming weeks. So we're going to start out here on the DXY. If you go back to my previous video, you can recall I have been speculating this may possibly be a peak formation high with three drops into a reset, and then we have another three drops. If we see with counting order flow, we see another three pushes into a low, into a reversal. So what I'm seeing now is that this previous high here, I have no doubts that they will break this level. Now, will they break this level? I would say it looks likely, but I just can't tell. I just can't call it. So you may recall what I like to do is use this Fibonacci, and with the Fibonacci, I only use this one area. So we can see it is in the Fibonacci retracement zone. You know what? To me, I'm definitely have this bias on dollar to reach this low as well as the previous low on the daily chart. But right now, heading into this week, I'm not sure how that's going to develop. So there may be something like this, an M with this a drop, but there could be something else. This bullishness possible to come up here, do something like this. And then there's always the possibility that this was a reversal, and the dollar is now going to remain bullish for several months. I doubt that. I really doubt that, but it's always a possibility. So that's kind of what I'm looking at on DXY. We can see that the previous forecast was relatively accurate, and there were some nice setups on the pairs that developed. So let's take a look at those setups. We'll start out with GBP USD. Let me see. I believe I started marking up some things. Let me remove. So on Monday, my previous video, you can recall, I believe we were around here, and I was thinking a buy. Where were we? Yeah, I think we were around this area. So you can see the buy did develop. I myself didn't actually have a setup. What day was this? February 21st. So yeah, beginning of the week on a Monday, there was a setup. February 22nd. Yeah, there was a setup here on Monday. I didn't catch that. It was a setup for the buy on Monday. So if we just take a look at that, I have this new indicator I'm using. This is a kill zone. So we see it was right in a kill zone. Let's go down to the 15-minute. And this is a Monday. And I mean, I can already see this without even drawing the fib at this point. But we can just see right there. Look at that. So that was a Monday. That was not a setup that I was prepared to take. But we can see there it was. Another one here. I don't know. This was could have been an ECR. And what we can see in New York, there was a stop hunt at the low of the day into another buy. So GBP did buy early in the beginning of the week, and then we see a sell-off. So what I'm noticing here at this time is that for this week, for me, this sell would have been the setup for me. For me and my trading style, what I'm looking for, this would have been the setup. This was February 25th. This was a Thursday. And what we can see here is, again, I see this now without even drawing the Fibonacci. But there it is, Thursday. Let's put on the session timer. Thursday at New York. Previous day's data, intraday OTE fib retracement. Probably could have caught a 10 or 15 pip stop loss, 200 and 280 pips. Even if you just take it to this low, 220 pips. So that would have been the setup for me. I did not catch that setup. But that's going to be the flashcard. So like what I'm doing is just going over the setups real quick. But that's going to be the flashcard. That was the setup for me. For me in my trading, that would have been the setup. I didn't catch it, but that's what I'm looking for. Again, I can anticipate that this is still bullish on a higher time frame. So what it looks like is we're creating an induction. So here I'm on the 4-hour chart, and basically what I see here is a break of market structure. So I can just quickly explain how to evaluate this break of market structure idea. What we can see is prior to this reversal, this was the bullish order block, the last bullish order block that created this high. You see the last down candle before the upswing? That's the order block. What that does is allows us to speculate that this was the area where the banks were buying. This is the order, the area, the price level where the banks were taking their buy. They bought up into the high, came back, and created a break of market structure. So how I determine this is once this close below on the 4-hour chart, once we have this previous bullish order block is now a breaker block. So now we go and let's zoom this out a little bit. And this would become a bearish order block. And so for me, I know, as I was saying, I believe this pair is still bullish on a higher time frame. However, because this is a 4-hour break of market structure, I would anticipate some more retracement and another sell. So again, this is kind of something I'd like to frame. I see now an induction trend is being created. So let's draw this out a little bit. What we have here is this breaker block and this bearish 4-hour order block. So what I'm going to now do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to take this and bring this down here. So now this would become my supply zone, I guess supply. So this is how I use order blocks and institutional order flow to trade, I guess what they call institutional supply and demand, just to get a more clear idea, to speculate more accurate ideas as to where the banks may be buying and selling. So this is what I now see is an induction trend is developing, and I see a low right here. This looks like a nice spot for them to come. But again, I'm speculating that this pair is still bullish. I see these highs. So there's different options. If depending on how price action develops, I may be looking for a sell at some kind of retracement like this. If we were to see, it all depends on price action. I like to just notice how price interacts with these trend lines. But this could be a type of setup I might be looking to trade. Now, of course, what we could also see is just wait for them to break this and look for the W down here. So just a quick look at what I'm looking at on GU right now. I see here on the 4-hour, order flow is clearly bearish. However, my higher time frame analysis is still bullish. I still believe this high is the target. Just not quite certain when or how they're going to get there. So we'll have to wait and see. But this is kind of, you see I have this trend line here. And so now we see the multifractal nature of the market at work. So we have this trend line 1, 2, 3. So I would love to see some kind of like break, some kind of induction to this area, a drop here into something like this. So I mean, I definitely have fun with this trend line stuff, drawing the annotations, but I would love to see something like this for the buy. So again, it's a wait and see. They could buy from right here where they're at right now. So we'll wait and see. So that's what I'm looking at on GU at this time for the upcoming week. What I'm going to do is just leave a few of these annotations on the chart. This is what I like to do. I like to mark up my chart and then just wait and observe how price action interacts with these markups, with these annotations that I drew on my chart. So let's see, I want to keep this video short. So let me try to just keep going, move through quick. Here is Euro USD. And we see there was this accumulation area at the beginning of the week. I was speculating a possible buy. That setup did play out. As a matter of fact, I have right here a before and after. So this is what we were looking at. You can see it drop into the OTE fib retracement, and it played out. So there was a 10 pip stop loss available. I myself caught the trade here on an ECR, and I closed up here for around 60 pips. But this is the ideal setup that I should have taken. I should have, could have, would have, but this is the ideal. This is the setup I wanted to take. I missed it. So just got to get more focused, man. Get more focused and present in the moment while observing this live price action. So what we can also see here again, similar to GU, is we now have a 4-hour break of market structure. So this one, I guess, this pair to me is a little bit more tricky because let me just zoom this out a little bit. I do believe this is the next target for me that I'd like to frame a setup. However, this previous low is kind of scary. You know what I mean? I don't know if they're going to come down and break this low. So tentatively, what I'll be looking at on this pair is something like this. Again, this is all I do with the Fibonacci. I don't look for anything but this one area. So we see what they did is they came down and they tapped it, some kind of accumulation, and then they drop in, something like that, you know? And then of course this wouldn't, if they were to come down here and buy, it's not gonna go straight up. They're gonna do the little thing, you know? So anyways, that's what I'm looking at on Euro USD. And in terms of back testing the sell setup, I did notice that this sell setup was nice. We came up to the high of the week. We're on the 15-minute now. And again, checking out order flow. So this right here would have been the order block. And this is 15-minute order flow on the 15-minute chart. This would have been the 15-minute order block. And so let's see, the M took place and they didn't really give a pullback on the 15. So let's take a closer look though, because this is something I like to do. Now for me, this specific trade setup is not something I'm really trying to focus on because I'm not at that level basically in terms of live price action trading. I can see it as it happens at times. I can see it clearly now in hindsight. However, catching this in live time, this isn't what I want to focus on. But we can see here, they came up to the high, and let's come down to the 1 minute. Because this stuff is beautiful, man. Like, look at what they did on the 1 minute. Look at this. They came up to the high. And we've got an order block right here. Look at the 1 minute order block that creates the high. And we just extend it. And that's a breaker block. So you see what happens is they create the high, they break it. They broke the order block right there. That's where 1 minute order flow broke. Come back, hit it again. Some accumulation, come back, hit it, boom. And then they just drop. So you take a look at this and it's like, that's a setup. You just put your entry right there at the order block. Put your stop loss right above the high, 9 pips. And what do we get? Let's go out to the 15. Got a 9 pip stop with 70 pips. Let's say you took it to this low, 125 pips, take profit. So again, to me, that's a clean setup. But again, it's not something I'm focusing on. For me, I'm kind of trying to stay in line with the higher time frame bias when it develops and when it's clear to me. And I'm also trying to trade after the peak. So for me, something like this, to make this a setup that I would like, I would have preferred to see here at the high with this 15-minute break of market structure. This is kind of my trade, actually my trade rules. I'm waiting for that break. So you see, once they broke, to make this a trade for me, you know what I mean? I guess it's a little bit like slow motion. Like the 1 minute, catching it right here at the 1 minute, you see, there it is, boom, boom, boom. But I'm waiting for this break of the 15 and then a pullback like that. You know what I mean? Kind of like slow motion. So just some observations as to what took place in the market. And let's move on to another pair. AUD, NZD, very similar. I'm going to look at UCAD right now and UJ, and then maybe gold and wrap this up. So let's see. USD CAD. And beginning of the week was the 22nd, 23rd. Monday, 22nd. So here was Monday. We were looking for sells. Yeah, for me, again, this isn't really a setup. However, we do see again, draw this in, this fib. This isn't really an OTE, but possibly you could have taken this sell right here. And sold for 100 pips at least. Again, that's kind of how I look at this. I'm looking for 50, 100, 150 pips with a nice 10 or 15 pip stop. That's my strategy. Those are the trades I'm trying to frame. And then what we see is they came in, created the low. There's a nice reversal. Again, for me, this isn't a setup that I want to trade. With the reversal, the only way I could get in this with my rules is, let's take a look. So this again is this order flow. Here's the low. Where is the order block that creates the low? So I mean, let me throw on this thing here too. Yeah, here we are in a session changeover, and this was a Friday. So yeah, this isn't a setup that I would catch, but I can see it. So somehow this creates the low. Yeah, not very clean, but here's the low. So it's kind of like the order block that created the high, that broke structure, was also the thing, the bullish order block we see. So this would have been the bullish order block. They came up and broke and came and pulled right back. So you can see it without even, let's go to the 5 minute. You don't even need to draw the fibs. I'm on the 5 minute, but look at that. So probably, I didn't catch this, probably not a setup I would want to catch, but just in terms of back testing and gaining some insight as to how these things play out, how the market operates. Look at that. And that was the 25th. That was Thursday. Thursday creates the low of the week. Boom. Then let's go back to the 15 minute and look at these EMAs. This may have been an ECR. Yeah, perfect ECR setup right here too on Friday. So I know as far as the ECR, I learned from a Forex mentor how to trade. And so he focuses on the Asian session ECRs. So I'm gonna take a look at when this took place. We see right here is a London ECR. I believe this is London. This is Asia or Asia. Could have taken it here or here. But what we see is they came right up to this previous area. And you see also a previous trend line. And this is our resistance trap right here. Came up, hit the resistance, broke back down into the ECR, and then they bought. And how many pips is this? If you take, once again, 10 pip stop, 100 pip take profit is there. So that's what we see on UCAD. And now USD JPY. So USD JPY, I believe at the beginning of the week, I had been I had isolated an area. This is it right here. Yeah, it was this area. You see, I've already adjusted my trend line, but at the beginning of the week, this was the trap area that I identified to pay attention to what happens here. So we can see what actually did happen. Was there a setup here? Or is it this? I'm sorry. This was the area. This here. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. So because I'm on the 1 hour. So this is the area that I identified at the beginning of the week to pay attention to. And we can kind of see what they did. They created a seller trap. It was probably clearer on the 15-minute. Let me remove these for now. Came down and hit the low. And at that time, you see I have my trend line readjusted. But you can see at the time what they did. This trend line here, right at the break of the trend line, they break the. So this would have been an entry possibility. And you can see it again, man. Look at this. Let's go down to the 15-minute. They broke the low. Here goes our 15-minute order block in here. So for me, like my bias on USD is sells, but I also can see that this pair particularly seems to be more bullish. I'm still anticipating a sell, but so here's our low, here's our order block. So we just mark that out. Come up, break market structure. Look at how they come right back to this breaker block, 15-minute breaker block. Throw the OTE up there. Right into the OT, tap the order block, the breaker block, and there's your buy, and there's your buy. Let's see. 5 pips stop loss below the OTE below. You could even go 15 pips below that low, but you could go 5 pips below this. And how many pips take profit? Geez, that's a really good trade right there. And that took place on Tuesday, I believe. So yeah, missed that one. That's definitely a catchable trade. You could just take it to this high, 100 pips, 5 pips stop, 140 pips. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to do a quick recap of the forecast that I had done. And we'll see. I think I'm going to try to do another forecast for USD. This was just a quick recap back test. I want to make a quick video. And I'm going to just continue back testing off the video, off camera, creating this is what I do though. This is how I do it. Like I just find these setups, create these flashcards, and just try to imprint these ideas in my mind so I can be more prepared to catch it in live time. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. I do believe that I'm going to be going on a road trip pretty soon, either this week or next week, and I may be away for a few weeks, unable to make videos. It's kind of crazy. I just started this YouTube channel spontaneously. And it is just kind of a personal project, something I'm doing for me to improve my trading. I'm just an average trader. I'm basically a break-even trader focused on making that level up. So I think making these videos really helps, you know what I mean? Talking out the setups. And so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to be back with more videos. I'm not sure when. Like I said, I may be going away on a road trip, but that's going to be it for now. So thanks for watching again.